What's going on, everyone? My power upgrades on the Grizzly are complete, and we've hopefully given this bike a power boost. I've finally got everything functioning, I think, best as I can. We're gonna do a little bit of testing today, test the top speed, test the acceleration, and see if it actually worked. It was kind of an experiment. We added a third motor to the Grizzly. I mean, it was already powerful to start with dual 1,000-watt motors, but I decided to throw on a mid-drive motor to hopefully get it a little bit faster off of the line. I don't know. We're gonna find out today if it actually makes a difference or not. Let me show you what it did. All right, folks, here's the finished product with our power upgrades complete. And in honor of its new, more aggressive, amped up personality, we've changed out the graphics and taken it from Grizzly to Cocaine Bear. And this was our addition right here, a 750-watt mid-drive motor, which I'm hoping is gonna translate into a harder hit off the line. I mean, the back wheel is really the only one that gets traction on an acceleration, so why not add power to that? This is how we're going to try and do it and see if it made a difference on the pull off the line. That's what I'm going for. I'm not going really for top end speed. I don't know if that changed at all. We'll test it, but I wanted just the fastest accelerating Grizzly that I could get. But it just fits in there so perfectly. I mean, it looks like it's meant to be there, even from the other side. The way the Grizzly frame is designed, it's got that kind of curved cutout section right there, and it fits in just perfectly. I was a little surprised at how easy it was to install. Didn't really have too many problems getting it in the bottom bracket. The harder thing was just figuring out the wiring. You saw my last video with the speed sensor issues and the magnet. I've still got the magnet just glued on the wheel, and that is functioning for now. So I'm gonna leave it until it doesn't work anymore. But right now it's working. You can see I've got wires routed here. This goes up to my battery, which I've got hiding in here. So this is my 52-volt 8-amp-hour battery pack hiding inside this rear bag, which is just mounted onto the little rear section of the Grizzly's frame there. I used to have a seat there, but I had to take the seat off to mount that. Battery wires come out, plug in right here, comes down, goes into the motor. And the only other really wires that come out are right here. This is going up to my display, which is hidden underneath here. So there's your display. And the other wiring is kind of just taped off under there. So it came with a headlight, which I didn't choose to put on. So I just taped those wires off. And then there was one other like orange plug that I just taped off. I think that is for like a gear sensor. So it kills the power as you shift gears. So I don't have that like torque management sensor hooked up. I don't know where I'd even hook that up. But other than that, those are the only wires that come out of there. But after we do some of the testing, I'll show you a little bit more about the wiring and I guess just things to know if you are going to try to do this. Like, you know, you're right here. These are my brake cutoff wires. You don't have brake cutoffs. So I'll kind of give you the main points of things that you're going to not have and you are going to have if you choose to install something like this on the Grizzly. But let's go out and test it. I want to do top speed first and just see if by chance that changed at all. And then I've got a course mapped out where we're going to do like a 150-foot pull and see. You know, we'll do it with 2 motors, the original Grizzly motors, and then we'll add in the mid-drive and see if it makes any difference over 150 feet. Let's go do it. All right, let's give this top speed a test. Wow. So 35, holding steady at 35, 36. It might be like a mile an hour faster. I mean, I'm gonna say it's like a mile an hour faster. I don't remember it hitting 36 before on the GPS. So maybe it made a mile an hour difference with the gearing, because I have different gearing too. I switched to an 11 tooth on the back instead of 14. So there you go. All right, well, that's good. All right, we've got our acceleration spot all lined up. Sewer grate to sewer grate. It was exactly 150 feet. So we got our tire right down there on the blue mark. We're gonna do the original Grizzly motors first. So let's get into dual motor mode. My mid-drive's turned off. I'm not gonna pedal. We're just gonna hit the throttle. Dual motor, original Grizzly setup. See how fast it is. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, pretty strong. That's pretty strong acceleration. A lot of wheel spin there off the line. We'll see if the mid-drive addition will eliminate any wheel spin or not, and how much faster it'll go. I gotta believe it's gonna be faster. All right, here we go. Launch number 2. Moment of truth. Is it any faster? Get our wheel on the blue line. We are gonna get in all-wheel drive mode. I'm gonna punch up the mid-drive to full power, pedal assist 5. We're in mechanical gear 2. That should give me a pretty good leap. And let's find out if it's faster. I hope it is. Hopefully it wasn't a waste of money. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow, it definitely felt faster, I'll tell you that. Woo! Man, that was faster. It had to be faster. You could feel the more pull. You could feel it. Got to be faster. I'm not sure by how much, but let's see if we can do it one more time. All right, here we go. Mid-drive ready to engage. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, it's definitely faster. Whew. You can feel it off the line. It gives you a strong pull, but then you hear the gearing. I mean, it eventually runs out and the mid-drive stops helping you because you're in a low gear, but you definitely feel the pull off the line. That's fun. It's fun. All right, we'll do it one more time and then I'll take this up to the garage. We'll talk about the setup a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, go. Holy cow. Yeah, right there, about 20, you just lose the feeling of the mid-drive. The gearing runs out, but certainly a stronger pull. Oh gosh, mission accomplished, I think. Okay, of course we got to do this. I know you're wondering, is the Cocaine Bear faster than the Citizen bike? This has been top dog forever. No one can beat it. Let's run the same exact course and time it and see. Same, they share the battery. I had to take the battery out of the Cocaine Bear and put it in the Citizen bike. So I can't really run these bikes at the same time, but this will be more accurate anyway. Timing it like this. All right, let's get in our spot. I think I might have to still put my money on the Citizen bike. If I was a betting man, I think I'd still say this is gonna win. Okay, we got both motors on, ready to go. All right, moment of truth. We got our wheel on the blue line. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh man. Holy, wow. Okay, I don't even need the timer. I know this was faster. I know this was faster. At least it felt a whole lot faster. Maybe not the initial pull, but man, from like 10 to however fast it went, you could feel the pull in the middle. This thing never ever stopped pulling. Wow, the Grizzly, you could kind of feel it stop a little bit. I'll be anxious to see in editing if this was faster. It sure felt a lot faster. Let's do one more launch on it. This thing is crazy. It's like the perfect setup for launches. It's just such a violent launch. This is 52-volt batteries, dual 750 motors, and one of the controllers is shunt modded. They're both 35 amps. So this has bigger controllers than the Grizzly. It's faster than the Grizzly stock, but I think it's faster than that Cocaine Bear still. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. Wow. Whew. This thing is such a thrill ride. Craziness. I do like my setup better with the front wheel being controlled by the thumb throttle. The Grizzly, being it's got the switch, you can accidentally engage that front wheel. I never accidentally engage my front wheel because the only way it works is by pushing this. So you never get that, like I'm making a slow turn, I hit the throttle, kind of spin out. It just doesn't do that. But wow, this thing's pull is crazy. Woo! I might have a bike that's going to beat this very soon. Very soon. I think before the end of the year. I've kind of been custom building with a manufacturer another bike that is going to be more powerful than this. So keep an eye out for that one coming too. But let's go talk about the Cocaine Bear a little bit more. All right, so here's another look at the Cocaine Bear with its all new graphics for the name change. I did throw Citizen Cycle on there in a few spots as well, but it's looking pretty sharp. A lot of updates to this bike recently. We did a change out on the Freewheel, went to 1128 instead of 1428, which helped out with the pedal feeling a lot. We also changed out the tires, these HEB Allscape tires. And there was a lot of comments I got about these tires from that last video. People saying they really liked them. I really like them too. I like that tread pattern. They look nice on there. They're a heavy tire. They're double the weight of the stock tire, and they feel really solid going down the road. Regarding the mid-drive install, just a couple quick notes on how that went. This is what you're going to take off of the stock Grizzly bike. Your 52 tooth chain ring, which I put a 52 on there, so there was no gearing change. Obviously your little crank arm. This is your bottom bracket I had to take out, and it is on this side, on the chainring side, it's reverse threaded. So to loosen up the bottom bracket, you got to spin it the opposite way that you would think. So just quick note for you there. And this is my stock pedal assist sensor. You end up losing this. You can't put that back on. At least I didn't find a convenient way to do it. So you lose your stock pedal assist. You still end up having pedal assist that's just run by your mid-drive instead. So other things to know, you got to buy 100mm for the bottom bracket. That's what fits here. You saw the issue with the magnet sensor, speed sensor on the back. I've got it zip tied right behind here, and then my magnet is holding strong. That's Gorilla glued on there, my refrigerator magnet, and it's staying there and it's still working. So we're just going to go with that until it fails. My battery wire come back up here, and then in this pack, my battery pack is a 8 amp hour, 52 volt, 8 amp hour. This is what also powers the Citizen bike too, so I had to switch it back and forth. Got that hiding in the rear pack. But let me plug this battery in so you can see what the screen looks like. All right, we got some juice. Here is your mid-drive screen. One thing that these Grizzly handlebars are actually convenient for. You got this extra bar here to mount on. So there's your Bafang mid-drive screen. I can't remember the name of this display, but it's pretty nice. I may need to go in there and make some adjustments, not sure. I will say that this mid-drive doesn't seem to have the same pop as the last one I had. It doesn't hit so immediate. It's got like this little bit of a, I don't want to say stutter in it or what, but it's not an absolute hard hit engagement of the mid-drive. So there might be some setting I've got off in there that I need to monkey with. If you know, drop it in the comments. Now I wanted to try one more thing. Let's do a hill climb with the stock Grizzly motors, both motors. Let's see how it goes here. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Good amount of spin out there out of the front wheel. Took a while to hook. Climbing fast though. And time. Whew. Nice and quick. Let's try it now with the mid-drive. All right, now we're going to add in the mid-drive. I put it in mechanical gear 3. I thought maybe the mid-drive would assist me longer, because when you have it in gear 2, it only helps you up until like 11 miles an hour, and then you're spinning so fast it's pointless. So I put it in mechanical gear 3. We'll see how that does. See if it's any quicker at all. 3, 2, 1, go. I mean, I feel like I got a better launch. Wow, it feels powerful. Holy cow. I mean, it felt faster. I don't know if it was. We'll check in the editing, but it definitely feels so much more powerful when you add in the mid-drive. There's both versus 3. I mean, it's a harder hit for sure. Just wondering how long before I break the chain. That's going to be the first thing probably. I'm going to start snapping chains or something. All right, we did some more testing. So it definitely adds in power. The mid-drive adds in power to the system. You feel it. However, it is not a hard punch in the face off the line like I was expecting. I had another bike with the same motor in it, and man, when you hit that throttle, boom, it was leaping off the line, front wheel in the air. You don't get that from this. So I'm in first mechanical gear. Should give me the most torque, and I'm in 5, level 5, most power. And I'll demonstrate here using only the mid-drive. So this is what it looks like. It's not not a leaping jump off the line. So the system is not without its flaws. I will need to further refine this. Maybe I can eliminate that hesitation a little bit somehow, I'm not sure. But another thing I've noticed too, another flaw, is I need to get brake cutoffs for the mid-drive. That's important because it likes to stay on a lot longer after I release the throttle, which I don't like. Let's see if I can demonstrate it here. So I'll do the mid-drive and then watch when I release and watch the screen when it stops giving power. The power meter's right here. So now I'll let go. There. It's still going. I mean, it stays on longer than it should. That's why I like having a separate throttle, because when you release the throttle, it should stop giving power, and it doesn't. It stays on for a little bit, you know, a good couple seconds. So total experiment. That's the fun of it, right? Some people are probably saying, why'd you put a mid-drive on? You could just pedal, you know, same thing. Yeah, but what fun is that, right? I like to experiment and create weird things like this. So anyway, guys, a couple days later, I'm in the garage here trying to debug the cocaine bear a little bit. I've got the brake cutoffs hooked up. I'm just not a real big fan of them. They're just on there with double stick tape. And I mean, although it looks like it fits, half of this thing isn't really even stuck to anything because the brake lever, you know, it's got that cutout right there. So the whole front half of this really isn't even stuck to anything. This magnet's on there with double stick tape, 3M tape. It feels loose already. I wouldn't trust that to stay on there at all. I'm probably going to end up gorilla gluing that magnet to the lever. I think that would be a better setup. I'll try this for a while and see how it works. Make it a little bit safer, having brake cutoffs, right? I won't be able to do like a Y-splitter type thing that I was talking about because the stock Grizzly brake cutoffs are 2-pin red and the Bafang motor cutoffs are 3-pin orange. It's just not going to be easy to figure out. So we'll roll with this for a while, see what else I can come up with. At least we'll have brake cutoffs. And I want to give a shout out here to Southern Biking, who left a comment about making sure the motor was tight, because I started investigating a little bit. Let me get down here on the floor. And this is what I found. The motor is loose in there. It needs tightened up. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to make sure this is super snug because it's already loose. We got to snug that up. That might help with my little hesitation there off the line. So it's nighttime now. I'll go test it tomorrow after I snug this up nice and tight. If you can see it kind of moving in there. But thank you, Southern Biking. I'll keep an eye on that. Make sure this stays tight in there. So maybe that will help with the hesitation. And maybe these brake cutoffs will make me feel a little bit better that the motor won't stay constantly engaged. I think after that, the only problem I'm going to have really is just there's no torque management. All my pedal assist is done with the mid-drive motor. And when you change gears with that mid-drive engaged, it's stressful on the drivetrain when you're shifting with it under power, you know. So most of the time when I'm trying to shift, I'll just turn the mid-drive off, shift gears, and then turn it back on. I don't want it running while I'm shifting. So I'll have to see if there's something I can do about that. The other thing is I was way off on the weight. The stock Grizzly online, it says weighs 108 pounds, I believe it. Double batteries, double motors, everything. 108, because I just weighed this on my scale. This thing is a monster now. This bike weighs 130 pounds. Yeah, 130 pounds is what you're looking at here. But there you go. That's all the updates I've got right now. And I will say, I'm loving these tires. People spoke very highly of them. And the more and more I ride them, the more and more I like them. These are the HEB Allscape tires. I don't know what the word is. They're just solid. They feel like a vehicle tire and not like a bicycle tire. So I'm digging those. All right, one quick final update on the Cocaine Bear. How you like those graphics? I've got the motor tightened up. It still has a hesitation in it. Just off the line, you smash the throttle, it's just got a slight hesitation. I don't know how to get that out of there. It could just be the sheer weight of this bike, that motor trying to get it up and going off the line. I mean, it's a 130 pound bike with a 180 pound rider on it. I guess maybe that's asking a lot of that motor to pull it off the line in a jumping fashion. It gets you up and going, but it just has a slight hesitation that I wasn't expecting out of it. I did get the brake cutoffs hooked up successfully, and I've got them the Gorilla epoxy holding on the little magnets. So we're good to go there. And that actually solved my problem of not having a torque management sensor to shift gears, because now I can shift it kind of like a motorcycle. I'll show you what I mean here. If I don't want to shift the drivetrain under stress, let's get rolling. But if I want to shift gears while I'm pedaling, I can just lightly pull on the brake. If I lightly pull the brake, the motor cutoff kicks in. I can make my shift, pedal, shift gears, release. There you go. There was no, drivetrain wasn't under stress while I shifted. It's kind of like using a clutch, I guess, on a motorcycle. I just have to, disengage the motor by pulling the brake lever, make my shift, pedal, gear change, let go, and now we're in gear and pedaling. So, sounds complicated. It's really not that hard once you're riding it and you get used to it. So I can now shift without stress on the drive system. I've got motor cutoffs. The motor's secure and tight. I think that's about it. It's up and functioning and running, and it's a lot nicer with the power. I mean, it does add in power. This is a single motor pull off the line. Not as much there as when I do mid-drive and rear wheel off the line. Definitely puts a lot of power in, so I don't know if I can get how much better I can get it than this. I think this is probably where we end on this one. All right, well, I'll give you one final look at everything, and put your questions or suggestions in the comment section below. I'll try to answer them if I can, and if you got any solutions for me to make this even better, let me know. But I think it was a success so far. It's more powerful. It seems to be accelerating better, climbing hills better. It's a lot heavier though. It's way, way heavier, I will say that. But definitely probably one of the most interesting bikes in the garage now. The only triple motor bike I've ever seen, really. That was just the 2 motors. Let's try and do a 3 motor launch for you one last time. Into all-wheel drive. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, yeah. Very nice. And I'll do one last gear change for you. So we're pedaling under power. We're gonna pull the brake, shift, pedal, change, let go. There you go. Shifted. Just that easy. Well, I'm anxious to hear your comments about this latest Frankenstein monster we've built. So leave those below. And as always, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.